Wednesday, August 4th, 1943. Dear Kitty, now that we have been in the secret annex for over a year, you know something of our lives. Well, you're right, we do. The audience is Kitty. I'm Kitty. You're Kitty. But some of it is quite indescribable. There is so much to tell. Everything is so different from ordinary times and from ordinary people's lives. But still, to give you a closer look into our lives, now and again I intend to give you a description of an ordinary day. Today I'm beginning with the evening and night. This is a rather longer entry from her. 9 o'clock in the evening. The bustle of going to bed in the secret annex begins, and it all is always really quite a business. Chairs are shoved about, beds are pulled down, blankets unfolded. Nothing remains where it is during the day. Old people always do that, like going to bed's like a big production, you know? Me, I just fall asleep wherever with my clothes on. I sleep on the little divan, which is not more than 1.5 meters long, so chairs have to be used to lengthen it. A quilt, sheets, pillows, blankets are all fetched from Dussel's bed where they remain during the day. One hears terrible creaking in the next room. Margot's constant turn of bed being pulled out. Again, divan, blankets, and pillows. Everything is done to make the wooden slats a bit more comfortable. It sounds like thunder above, but it is only Mrs. Van Daan's bed. This is shifted to the window, you see, in order to give Her Majesty the pink bed jacket fresh air to tickle her dainty nostrils. After Peter's finished, I step into the washing cubicle where I give myself a thorough wash and general toilet. It occasionally happens, only in the hot weeks or months, that there is a tiny flea floating in the water. Then teeth cleaning, hair curling, manicure in my cotton wool pads with hydrogen peroxide to bleach black mustache hairs. All this in under half an hour. 9:30. That's so, I don't know, it's trivial that she's doing all that and it's sad, you know? Not for her, that I mean, it shows her. If I was her, I would encourage her to keep doing that in times like that. You want to go about normalcy, they say, during times of distress. But it's just sad because you know the ending. 9:30. Quickly into dressing gown, soap in one hand, potty, hairpins, pants, curlers, and cotton wool in the other. I hurry out of the bathroom, but usually I'm called back once for the various hairs which decorate the wash basin in graceful curves, but which are not approved of by the next person. 10 o'clock. Put up the blackout. Good night. For at least a quarter of an hour there is creaking of beds and a sighing of broken springs. Then all is quiet. At least that is if our neighbors upstairs don't quarrel in bed. 11:30. The bathroom door creaks. A narrow strip of light falls into the room. A squeak of shoes, a large coat, even larger than the man inside it. Dussel returns from his night work in Kraler's office. Shuffling on the floor for 10 minutes, crackle of paper, that is the food which has been stowed away, and a bed is made. Then the form disappears again, and one only hears suspicious noises from the lavatory from time to time. 3 o'clock. I have to get up for a little job in the metal pot under my bed, which is on a rubber mat for safety's sake in case of leakage. When this has to take place, I always hold my breath as it clatters into the tin like a brook from a mountain. Then the pot is returned to its place, and the figure in the white nightgown, which evokes the same cry from Margot every evening. Oh, that indecent night dress! Step back into bed. Then a certain person lies awake for about a quarter of an hour listening to the sounds of the night. Firstly, to whether there might not be a burglar downstairs, then to the various beds above, next door, and in my room, from which one is usually able to make out how the various members of the household are sleeping, or how they pass the night in wakefulness. She's very observant. I can totally relate to that being a writer. I always notice every little thing going on around me. The latter is, I even have been told that I stare at people way too often. Like in public, I'm just like, the latter is certainly not pleasant, especially when it concerns a member of the family by the name of Dussel. First, I hear a sound like a fish gasping for breath. Then it is repeated 9 or 10 times. Then, with much ado and interchange with little smacking sounds, the lips are moistened, followed by a lengthy twisting and turning in bed and rearranging of pillows. 5 minutes perfect peace, and then the same sequence of events unfolds itself at least 3 times more, after the doctor has soothed himself to sleep again for a little while. It can also happen that we get a bit of shooing in the night, varying between 1 o'clock and 4. I never really realize it until, from habit, I am already standing at my bedside. Sometimes I'm so busy dreaming that I'm thinking about French irregular verbs or choral upstairs. It is some time before I begin to realize that guns are firing and that I am still in the room, but it usually happens as described above. I quickly grab a pillow and handkerchief, put on my dressing gown and slippers, and scamper to Daddy like Margot wrote in this birthday poem. The first shot sounds a dead of night. Hush, look, a door creaks wide open. A little girl glides into sight, clasping a pillow by her side. Once landed in the big bed, the worst is over, except if the firing gets very bad. 7:15. The alarm clock that raises its voice at any hour of the day, if one asks for it, and sometimes when one doesn't. Crack, ping. Mrs. Van Daan has turned it off. Creak. Mr. Van Daan gets up, puts on water, and then full speed into the bathroom. 7:15. The door creaks again. Dussel can go to the bathroom. Once again, I take down the blackout, and a new day in the secret annex has begun. Yours, Anne. That was the Diary of Anne Frank. If you haven't already, click the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.